the biographies about Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and all these guys and Elon Musk, I mean, that stuff's good to know. Um, there's a point maybe in your career where it's useful to see those things or to see people who are successful. But their career trajectory have as much in common with your career trajectory as you becoming a rocket scientist. Okay. You're not trying to build $1 trillion business. At least I hope you're not. You're not trying to build a multi-billion-dollar business, okay, or a tech startup. Unless you have 160 IQ and you're a rock star programmer, that's not the path for you. Even if you do, it's a difficult path. What you need to be worried about is going from a job to a five-figure business to a six-figure business, six-figure business to 250, 250 to seven figures. Okay, that's the trajectory. It's going to be learning how to sell. It's going to be going out there and getting in front of customers. Vast majority of what stops people from entrepreneur to entrepreneur or low five-figure entrepreneur to getting into six figures is they will not do outbound. They will not go after people. They will not call people. They won't get up in people's faces on the street. And they don't have the money for the inbound marketing. Or they're just too much of a pussy to spend the money on the inbound marketing. So they're not aggressively growing their business. Biggest problem, by far, is lack of outbound and lack of output for most entrepreneurs or for most five-figure entrepreneurs or for most low six-figure entrepreneurs. They're not getting after the outbound. They're not getting after the rebuttals. They're not getting after learning how to close people. They're not raising the prices, trying to reinvent the wheel on some random ass product-based business. Okay. Electric cars, spaceships, you don't need to know anything about that. You don't need to follow that stuff. You don't need to follow those guys. Okay. Like Bill Gates couldn't build Microsoft right now. It's a completely different environment. It'd be hard to build Facebook right now. Because the landscape's changed in the last 10 years. That whole massive idea of building that new thing is reinventing the wheel. You gotta have super high IQ and you gotta have all kinds of stuff like connections. You need venture capital money, you need debt, all these things. Okay, let's just worry about getting to six figures and from six figures getting to seven figures. That in itself is a lot of work. And those 2-3 hours a day that maybe you're watching business stuff could be you calling the phone book, you calling clients, you emailing people back, you getting after the stuff that you don't want to do, getting that technical project done on your website. I was having a conversation with one of my clients who's a multimillionaire here in seven figures a year. He's under 40. And, we were debating what makes guys successful. And one of the things that he brought up was guys who aren't an entrepreneur, they won't pick up and call somebody. They'll have a technical issue or a banking issue, and that'll be on the task list for a month or a month and a half. And they won't just get on the phone and call that guy twice a day, leave a voicemail, leave an email every day until that guy gets back to you. Or they'll wait 2 weeks for the lawyer to get back to them, or 2 weeks for the accountant to get back to them. Or nothing is urgent, nothing is being done today. And then they'll take that time and they'll watch successful guys on YouTube, or they'll watch quotes, or they'll watch all this other stuff. When in reality, it's literally just sitting down, doing the money math, being like, okay, my service is $500 a month. Okay, let's try selling that for $1,000 a month. Okay, I've got a few clients at $1,000 a month for my web design, or for my coaching, or for my whatever it is. How do I go get 8 clients? Okay, I've got 8 clients. Now I'm making 6 figures. How do I go get another 10 clients? Or how do I go, can I charge $1,500? What's the most profitable thing I could possibly do? And how do I spend like the vast majority of the day doing that? And then what's the second most? What's the third most? It's very basic. It's very unsexy. The whole entrepreneurship pornography industry exists on venture capital. It exists on massive amounts of leverage, where a guy can, 25-year-old can go to a bank and get $30 million in debt because he has the right people backing him. And because there's all this powerful money behind these people, it exists in this ecosystem where these businesses don't need to make a profit. Twitter wasn't profitable. Snapchat wasn't profitable. YouTube, recently profitable. For 10 years, YouTube was not profitable. By the way, I love YouTube, love Google, love your platform. My business exists because of Google. But Google had deep enough pockets to run YouTube at a loss, knowing that they could easily run this thing for 10 years without making a profit.